What is your greatest area of concern when choosing graduate studies? Is it finding the right advisor, performing successfully on standardized tests, finding funding, writing your thesis, or getting the appropriate support for your stress and workload? So let us know what your thoughts are. And we actually have a great question related to that poll, in that what's the difference in workload between doing a master's degree and a PhD degree? So what sort of can you expect in the difference? I know for a lot of my friends, they were considering transitioning between the two, and is it sort of you expect more of the same when you go into the PhD program as you did with your master's, or is there something different? So Mario or Tammy, if you guys have some advice, that would be great.
Yeah, there are a couple of items that I've kind of picked up. One item is for someone going into an MA, and I'm talking from a science perspective in here, the workload is just a lot of heavy reading, actually. Your time is really consumed with a lot of reading. They tend to really want you to discuss issues critically, so you're typically in seminar classes a lot of times, and you write a lot of papers. So if you're really super outgoing and always really want to be involved in every little thing that is in terms of student life, you may find that a little bit more challenging. So I would, I'm not saying don't get involved in outside activities. For sure you have to do that. We all do. But just make sure that you keep your focus on why you're there for, and that is to complete the actual MA. That's your full-time job. But if you treat it as that, you should not have any problem trying to get through. At the PhD level, it's more of the same, except you're more of on your own. You have more flexibility to set your own schedule as you do your readings, as you do your proposals and your work and your chapters and your research and everything else. The only thing is, though, there are set deadlines for when items need to be done. And no professor likes to always want to have things extended all the time. So that workload is heavy, but you choose when you get to do it more at that point in time. So there were some periods, for example, during the PhD, I was married at the time when I completed mine, and where I did not see that much of my wife for a few days in a row, or where I was really busy and engrossed in my writing and my research. But then there were other times where it was just normal daily schedule as well, which was quite easy to accommodate. There were some days that were, a couple of days were slow as you go to conferences and stuff. So you get the whole wide range of it, but just be prepared to take that whole package on. Tammy may be able to share some other insights into that as well.
Yeah, I more or less agree with Mario. The MA, MSc, there is an incredible amount of reading, especially in the program. I administer a lot of reading of journal articles and critiquing those. And then once you get to a PhD level, you got to kick it up a notch in a sense. It's a little higher level researching. And you would be typically maybe on your own a little bit more through your PhD studies.
Perfect. We have a question here from someone who's interested in becoming a software engineer, and they're not planning on going into teaching or a research career. So they're wondering if it's still helpful or useful to have a master's degree. We had a similar question yesterday as well, which we weren't able to answer, but basically the question was, depending on the career or the profession you're looking to get into, is it useful to have a postgraduate degree, or is, for some degrees, is it more suitable if you have sort of academic or teaching ambitions?
Boy, that's a really hard one to answer. I think the best thing to do is to take a look at the career field that you're going into and ask yourself, question number one is, where do you want to be? And question number two is, the people that are in those positions currently and that you want to join, what type of qualifications do they have? How did they get where they want to be? And then you can plot your own course of your plan for your education as well.
It all depends on the type of position you're looking for and what type of additional education they might require. So it's all about doing your homework.
Perfect. So what we're just going to do is we're going to close up the poll. We have a tie between finding the right advisor and finding funding for graduate studies. So luckily we've covered finding the right advisor for you in the last few sections, and now we're just about to launch into finding funding for graduate studies. And so I will pass it back to Karen.